Bible Club, big Bible Club, big Bible Club in our town. There's singing, there's laughing, let's get the word on the ground. We're all excited, and we are all delighted. Big Bible Club, Bible Club, Bible Club, Bible Club, Bible Club in our town.
I need to see if you guys can help me remember what you learned last 2 weeks. We had, I think, these pictures should help us remember what it is that we learned. So just say one thing that you learned. Jasmine. Do not steal. Okay, that was number 8. That's right. Oh, there's the hint. Well, there's a bunch. Let's just get everybody. Even if somebody says what you were going to say, you can say it again. Okay, so
Shall not lie.
don't lie. Shall not bear false witness. Chloe,
Shall not kill.
thou shalt not kill. Tori, this one. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Yeah, is this Joseph and refusing his, I don't know, but anyway. Well, you don't refuse your wife, you refuse somebody that's not your wife. Right? Because if you're going around with somebody that's not your husband or your wife, that's adultery. Madeline, what?
We learned the 10 Commandments.
The 10 Commandments.
And number 5 is thou shalt obey the parents.
Actually, the 10th commandment is not a thou shalt. It just says,
I said number 5.
I'm sorry, the 5th commandment is not a thou shalt. It just says, honor thy father and thy mother. But that was the right idea, the right subject there. Okay, so, KK. Don't make idols or bow down to them. Yes, that's number 2. No other gods before me. Number 1. Stephen, did you remember one? No? Okay. Kaylee? Do not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. That's right. Amos. Thou shalt not covet. That was number 10. I think we've got all of them except for number 4. All of them except for number 4. Does anybody remember number 4? Okay, those are all people that have said it already. So, Alec? Thou shalt pray. Nice try from the picture, but it's not a thou shalt either. It actually says, remember. That's the first word of it. Jasmine.
Remember the day that you have to relate to that and you just have to set aside.
Set aside a day. And in the 10 Commandments, the 4th one says, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Right? And that was the 7th day of the week. So, how many, Maddie already said it, but class, how many rules were there? How many words? How many commandments?
5 plus 5.
5 plus 5 equals 10. So, you think it's very hard to remember 10 rules?
No.
Shouldn't be hard to remember 10 rules. How many of you have rules at school? You have rules at school, right? And we all know what the rules are. Listening, Amberlyn? Everybody knows what the rules are, right? It's really easy to know what the rules are, isn't it? But is it as easy to obey the rules as it is to know what the rules are? That's not a trick question, is it? But it's a lot easier to break the rules than to keep the rules, isn't it? How many? Everybody should raise their hand, because we all have known there was a rule and we still did the thing that the rule was against, didn't we? Yeah, and what's that called? That's called breaking the rule, right? Yeah, or breaking the law. So, God, do you remember how God told them the 10 Commandments? Do you remember? I don't know if He told it, if they told you. But God was on the mountain, great fiery cloud, and thunder and lightning, and God's voice was so loud, but God spoke the 10 Commandments to all the people Himself. And when He told them the commandments, all of the people that heard the commandments, all of them said, everything that God has said to do, we will do. Okay? Right? That's pretty simple. 10 things to do. 10 of them. Everything that God says to do, we will do, is what they said. Now, soon after that, God said to Moses, He said, Moses, I want you to come up into the mountain, and I have some other things that I want to tell you. Okay, Kurt? I've got some other things that I want to tell you. And so, Moses went up into the mountain, and Joshua was with him. And so Joshua and Moses went up into the mountain, and they were there, and nobody could see them. They went, it was far away, it was inside the cloud, and God was there talking with Moses, telling them different things. One of the things that He told them that He wanted them to, He gave them the plans for how to build a tabernacle and a place for God to meet with His people, and all kinds of other things. God was talking with Moses and giving him instructions, and actually writing those laws out on tables of stone, on stone tablets, and so that Moses could bring them back to the people. And so Moses was up in there in the mountain, and he was up there for 1 week, and after a week, he had not come down. And then another week went by, and another week went by, all the way till about 40 days later. Now, do you remember when Christmas was?
Yeah.
Yeah, how long ago was that? Today's February 1st, 31 days in January, and another 6, so it's like 38 days ago. Can you imagine? It was a year ago. It was a long time ago. Can you imagine if you had not seen your mom since Christmas, or you didn't see somebody? The people of Israel did not see Moses for all of that time. And so, listen up here, Amberlyn. When, after a while, they came to Aaron. Who was Aaron? Who was Aaron? Aaron, do you know who Aaron was? You, but in the Bible, in this story, who was Aaron? Do you know? No? Okay. Does anybody else remember who Aaron was? Maddie? Moses' brother. That's right. And Aaron was, and when Moses went up in the mountain, he said, if you need anything, ask Aaron. Aaron will tell you what to do. And so Moses was up there for a long, long time. And the people came to Aaron after a while and said, we don't know what happened to Moses. Make us a God that we can see and that we can follow. Did you hear what the people said to Aaron? Aaron is there, and the people came to Aaron and they said, we don't know what came of Moses. Now 40 days before, what? God had given them 10 commandments, and the first commandment was what? Thou shalt have no other gods before me. And the second commandment was what? Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images, neither shalt thou bow thyself down unto them. Right? So, no other gods, no idols. And 40 days later, the people come to Aaron and say, we don't know what happened to Moses. He went up in the mountain. We haven't seen him since. Make us a God that we can see and that we can follow. What do you think Aaron said to that? What do you think Aaron said to that? He should have said no, shouldn't he? He should have been upset, but he wasn't. He wasn't. I don't know what got into Aaron's head. But Aaron said, okay, break off all your golden earrings, bring me a bunch of gold. And he melted it down, and he shaped it into a calf, into a golden calf. And the people saw what he made, and they liked it. They thought, yes. And Aaron said to the people of Israel, says, look, here are your gods, which brought you out of the land of Egypt. And the people loved it. They shouted, and they were like, yes, now we have a God. Is that a God?
No!
No, it's not a God. It's just gold. It's just shaped into a cow. And so Aaron said to the people, when he saw how much they liked it, he said to them, tomorrow is a feast to the Lord. A feast to the Lord. That would be like a great big festival, a big party. And so they brought some animals and they sacrificed them and they sang and they played music and they danced and they offered sacrifices to a golden cow. What do you think God thought about that? Do you think God saw what they were doing down there? How could God see what they were doing down there? He can see everything. That's right. Do you think Moses could see what they were doing? No. Do you think Joshua could tell what they were doing? No. They were a long way away, but God knew what they were doing, and God said to Moses, he said, your people that you have taken, that you brought up out of Egypt, they have made themselves gods out of metal. And they have sacrificed unto them. They have forsaken me. I'm going to destroy them. Now we think that God, we always think that God is loving and merciful, and He is. He forgives everybody who comes to Him. But when people disobey Him, He punishes them. He will punish them. And Moses, when he heard that, he fell down before God, and he prayed, and he said, oh God, don't destroy all these people. You have rescued them out of Egypt, and all the pagans, they will just say that you took them out of Egypt so that you could kill them. They will say bad things about you that are not true. He even said, if I can take their place, let me take their place. And God said to Moses, I will not destroy them completely, but those that sin, they will be the ones that get punished. You can't take their punishment for them. When Moses went down to the people of Israel, he didn't know what they had done. And he went down and he had in his arms, he had 2 big pieces of stone that had the words of God written on them. And what was on those tables of stone? The 10 Commandments. That's right. God had written the 10 Commandments on those tables of stone. And as he came down, he looked, and what did he see? He saw them worshiping the idol. He saw them worshiping the idol. He saw them up dancing, and they had even taken bunches of their clothes off, and they were just wicked, very bad, and they had shamed themselves in front of the whole world, everybody that could see. And was there people watching? Remember, the Amalekites were around. They were watching. And so Moses saw that, and he came down and he took that golden calf and he broke it into pieces, and he ground it small as powder, and then he dumped it in the water, and he made them drink it. And then he said to everybody, whoever's on the Lord's side, stand over here with me. And a whole bunch of men came, and they said that they were with God, and he said, okay, go through and kill all of those that were the leaders in this sin. And that day, 3,000 people were killed because they had led the people into sin. God said to Moses, he said, I will not kill them, but I will send my angel with you, and you will take them into the land that I promised to them. They make sure that they never worship idols or anything like that. And Moses, he caught something there that I said. Did you catch it? Did you catch it? God basically said that he wasn't going to go with them. He was going to send his angel to be with them. And Moses was like, I can't do that, God. I can't lead this people unless you go with me. And God called Moses up and said, oh, I forgot to tell you something. Some of you know this. What else did Moses do when he saw the people worshiping the golden calf? Do you remember what he did? Do you remember? Okay, now we said that, but there's something else, something that I didn't say today that some of you might know that he did. Do you know? He broke the idol. Yes, he broke down the idol, but he broke something else too. Smashed them. Remember? The law. They broke the law, and Moses took those stones that God had written the law on, and he smashed them down on the ground, and they broke into pieces. Well, after they had taken care of that, God said to Moses, I want you to come back up into the mountain, make yourself 2 stone tablets that are blank, and I will write my law on them again. And so Moses took those and he went up into the mountain. What do you think the people are going to do this time when Moses goes up the mountain? You think they'll make another idol? I hope they learn their lesson. But we'll have to see. Next week we'll see some of the things that God told to Moses when he went up in the mountain the second time. Alright. But this week we understand God hates sin and he punishes sin. But it's so easy for us to sin, even though we know the rules, we still go and we break them. But does that make it okay? No. We still would be punished when we break the rules.